it's not trying to tell you the story from the video game, which is a good thing. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Uncharted, the movie. It's based on a PlayStation video game. There's like 4 main games and then some spin-offs. You follow Nathan Drake. He's a treasure hunter, essentially, in the video game. And the game consists of shooting, platforming, which is like climbing around, and solving puzzles as you try to discover this treasure. In the movie, Tom Holland plays Nathan Drake. You have Mark Wahlberg. He plays his friend Sully. You have Sophia Ali and Tati Gabriel. That's also in the movie. And when I say it's not trying to tell you the video game story, it's not trying to tell you Uncharted 1, the video game. It's not doing that. It's introducing you to the characters because this is a movie. Uncharted is like a 20 to 25 hour story. You know, these games are really long. It's a long story that you can tell. And this movie is under 2 hours. So it's trying to give you the idea of who these characters are. I believe in Uncharted 3 and 4, you started getting a little bit more backstory about Drake. You play as younger Drake. You see how he met Sully. And that's what this movie is doing. You get introduced to Drake and you see a little bit of his past, how he grew up in like an orphanage. He had this relationship with his brother. His brother was really smart. He's really smart. Knowing about things in the world and all these like hidden treasures. Eventually, he comes across Sully, and Sully is like, let's go find this treasure. Tom Holland is a star. He does a great job with the movements, the parkour, the climbing up stuff, the shimmering, like just all the action hero stuff you see in these big budget movies, but it's in this video game, and he does everything well. The way he moves, being Spider-Man just really helped him in this part because the way he moves is just fluid and smooth, and it was great to see. He has this relationship with Sully. At first, it's just they don't trust each other. And it's really no honor among thieves in this particular story. Like everybody seems a little sneaky and can't be trusted. And Holland doesn't really trust him at first when he first meets him. But then he mentions his brother and he's like, okay, my brother trusted you. I'll trust you. Sully, I would say, he knows a lot. He's the old guy. He has a lot of money already, but he's always looking for the next big score. Drake is the smart guy. He just has all this stuff in his head and he can figure out all the puzzles. In terms of the treasure hunt, it was pretty cool watching them find these clues and discover the treasure. But the villains were kind of weak. If you think of a movie like National Treasure where, Nicolas Cage and his friends are looking for this particular treasure, it's always these bad guys that happen to be at the same place at the same time. They figured out their own way of finding stuff. In this movie, the villains are like in the background for a large part, and then it's like the heroes figure things out, and then here comes the villain. And that was kind of whack. They weren't as smart. It didn't seem like the villains were as smart as the heroes in this particular story. The action sequences are really well done. It actually opens on an action sequence. And I was impressed. I was like, this is nice. This is cool. The ending action sequence was really nice. It's set up for sequels. There are 2 post-credit scenes. Not even post-credit. Like, the movie ends, and then boom, you get a scene. And then, like, the title comes up, and then you get another scene immediately. Like, you don't have to wait for all the credits. And it's setting up more story, more adventure. And I think for a first movie that's based on a really popular video game franchise, I think this was a good start. It wasn't trying to give you too much. You have to go in understanding you're not going to get everything you got in that first game. And at first I was watching it and I was thinking like, man, where's this person? Where's that person? And you have to understand they're trying to introduce everyone to these characters. And I thought they did a good job of doing it. I thought Tom Holland was fantastic as Drake. I thought Wahlberg was great as Sully. I enjoyed their dynamic, their back and forth. Sophia Ali, she plays Chloe. And she's as smart as Drake, but she's deadly. She can't really be trusted, and I loved her dynamic and her back and forth with Drake. It's a fun movie. It's like an action, adventure movie. Treasure. They're looking for treasure, and I had a good time. I saw it in IMAX. Do you have to see it in IMAX? No, not really. Regular is fine. But it's enjoyable. It's not doing too much. It's under 2 hours, and it's a good first movie for a video game movie. And you know, video game movies are not really good all the time, and I enjoyed it. You don't have to know the game to go in and enjoy this movie. They'll give you everything you need, little breadcrumbs here and there. There are Easter eggs. In this particular movie, there's one part where I got really excited. Nobody else in the theater did, but that's just me because I played the games before. But Uncharted, I thought it was solid. It's nothing like, you know, it's not over the top. I think for a part 2, they might make it a little bigger movie, but I enjoyed it. If you've seen it, please let me know what you thought about it. If you played the games, let me know if you have a favorite. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Deuces.